very, very nervous over there, although we've seen a great performance from his teammate in the last fight at Crescent MMA.
Stefano coming out with that footwork, Dave.
Yeah, a lot of these London Shoot guys are adopting this now, and that's not just, you know, the influence of MVP coming down, but there's a lot of the amateur fighters that are moving very intricately, and the likes of Alfie Davis and just many of those guys. London Shoot obviously renowned for their wrestling pedigree, but striking down there as well has really come on, and some real interesting fighters coming out of that gym at the moment.
Stefano doing a great job from the top position, forcing the hips forward. Looks like he's going to take the back here. Naseem recognising that, opting to turn to his front. He's got to cinch up that half guard, however.
Yes, fast start from Stefano now as he moves into full mount.
This is dangerous for Naseem. He needs to think about sweeping or hip escaping out of this position. He needs to be very careful of the strikes raining down from the top. Stefano keeping nice and heavy, using the grapevine there to stretch Naseem out, posturing up, hammer fist down.
As you said, Dean, Naseem close to that half guard, but not quite getting it, and now his back's taken, looking to sink the choke, and this one could be finished early.
Stefano's got the rear naked choke position here. All he's got to do is just gable grip and pull back there on his right arm.
Naseem 2-on-1, holding the glove maybe a little bit there.
Body triangle now, this looks very tight. Naseem doing a great job of rolling though, David.
Yeah, fantastic effort from Naseem to get out, but unfortunately he's out into full mount, and Stefano raining down punches now.
Stefano doing a great job of transitioning from the back to the mount position. Very aware of where he is in space. Again, looking for the rear naked choke. Difficult to see from this commentary position here, but we can see Stefano's got both hooks in. He's under the chin, and he's working this choke in. He's got, oh, there we go. Naseem again did a great job of hand fighting, making it difficult for Stefano to really cinch that guillotine up, rear naked choke, excuse me, but he gives up the mount again.
Yeah, credit to Naseem. He's certainly going out on his shield if he is to go out, but now he's managed top position. Stefano looking for the triangle.
Oh, he's got it locked up. He's got it locked up here, Dave. What he's got to do is pull down on the head and squeeze the knees together.
Hussein trying to sneak out the back door. He's square on. That's about his only advantage at the moment. Stefano probably needs to come out to an angle to finish this, Dean.
Yeah, he needs to think about underhooking the left leg of Naseem and turning the corner. But wow, credit to Naseem. He really rode out that round. He was escaping, he was good in the transitions, got caught in the triangle, but just weathered the storm there.
Yeah, really did. Weathered the storm is an understatement almost. He was spent nearly the whole round in mount or with Catacoli on his back. Fought off multiple rear naked chokes, and at the end sat in a plum triangle, like as we mentioned. The only thing that saved him was probably the fact that Catacoli wasn't able to turn the angle on that triangle, possibly the cage getting in his way there as well. But credit to Naseem. Tough opening round. I mentioned he looked very nervous in his corner. He's got that first round out of the way. Be interesting to see how he goes in the second period. I think the London Shoot fighters corner down there probably just going to ask for more of the same from Catacoli and get this down to the mat, because he looks a real handful. Referee Rich Mitchell ready to get this second period underway.
Stefano now very light on his feet. He's not going to give anything away. Oh, looking for the fancy switch kick there. Stefano's very wary of the shot of Naseem. He's backing up excellently. He's using that footwork to go backwards.
Yeah, it really is crazy, dear. I mean, I've seen over the last 2 or 3 years, I must have seen 4 or 5 guys at amateur level from London Shoot that fight like this, and it's really interesting evolution of the game, and just crazy to think of the levels of these amateurs. I mean, to think that Stefano's actually 0-1 himself as well. with this kind of confidence on the feet is unbelievable, really.
Seeing this across MMA now, the kind of the evolution of the striking game. They almost bring the points fighting system, the nice footwork, the kicks, but they're able just to retain the power, but they planted their feet. You see right there, as Stefano went to fire that right hand down, his feet were planted to the canvas, drawing up the power from the floor and transferring it through to his hand.
Yeah, when it works, it's a joy to watch, certainly. And to be honest, Dean, as well, I mean, you've got to think of the mental angle that this has on someone like Hussein. I mean, you're going in there, you're preparing in the gym versus probably your more orthodox sort of Western-style boxers. You know, it's your debut, and now you've got a guy stood in front of you with your hands by his side, you know.
Stefano cracked him with the head kick, goes again with a 1-2 combination straight down the pipe. Naseem's in trouble here.
Yeah, Naseem desperately clinging on to that single leg, almost pulls guard.
He did the correct thing there, though, David. He took those shots, he noticed he was going down, he's wobbly on his feet. He took the half guard and he's controlling the posture of Stefano. Stefano needs to posture up to rain down powerful punches. And he's really done a great job of controlling the head and the leg of Stefano.
Yeah, needs to be careful with that leg, though. Doesn't let his man sit through to mount. As I say that, Catacoli moves through to mount. Still time to work in this round.
Naseem needs to think about the bucking game now. Every single time Stefano rises up or tries to cinch up a submission, he needs to buck his hips to really offset Stefano. Mess with the base, start setting up sweeps, block the hip, use the hip escapes, retain the half guard. Stefano just so dominant from that top position.
Yeah, that real high mount causing all sorts of problems for Naseem, but seems as though he might make another round. Referee taking a close look. Wow, he's done it again, Dean. Naseem survives to the end of the round. This guy has got some heart, that's for sure.
And it was kind of like we saw in the first round. The end of the round, we were thinking maybe he was going to get stopped, but the second round he weathers the storm again. But he can't keep staying on the bottom and eating those shots and punches because they add up. And it's going to make his equilibrium be compromised. And also, in the rounds later on, he's going to be more tired from trying to escape, and the referee's going to look on more intently as referee fighter safety is paramount here at FIGHTSTAR.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a referee, obviously there's a case for taking the individual instances on their own merit, but when you've seen a guy take that kind of punishment for 2 rounds, it doesn't really look like it's changing. I mean, there was moments when Naseem was mounted there where he was actually punching from the bottom, which does give you an idea that he's running out of ideas a bit defensively. Hopefully his corner have put some late words of wisdom in his ear between rounds here as preparing for the 3rd round to get underway here.
Naseem's got to go for broke here. He's got to set up punches in bunches, look for power shots, look for the left hook as Stefano circles off to his right. I like to see Naseem as well utilize some leg kicks there, take the spring out of the step of Stefano. A switch body kick there from Stefano. He's just really having fun out there.
Let's see if Naseem can get this single leg and be on top position on the ground for the first time in this fight.
Stefano coming from London Shoot, I mean, his wrestling defense is going to be paramount. There's some beasts over there, and I imagine them taking you down week in, week out. You're forced to learn the defenses here. And he's doing a great job of utilizing the whizzer and using the shin ride there on the leg to keep his balance.
Yeah, great work now, looking for a double leg himself and gets it easily. Moves into side control. Naseem needs to let go of that head.
Yeah, Naseem holding on to that head, and as you attested to, David, that it's just further going to burn his arms out. He needs to think about pulling the guard position. He needs to turn into Stefano to really get the angle to finish that choke. But Stefano, sensing that he's not in trouble, he's passed to the right side, the opposite side of the choking arm. He's going to look to work his head out of this position and find himself in side control.
Yeah, Von Flu's in fashion these days. It's there if he wants to go searching for it. really is a bit of a rookie mistake. I hate to say it, but you need to let go of that head. All you're doing is keeping the man on top of you in side control. There's no advantages there. You're not going to choke him. A handy guy might von Flue you. As I say, he gives it up and comes on a single leg. Good work.
Naseem working the single leg now. He needs to think about utilizing the ankle pick there, the right leg, or indeed pop his head out and then run the pipe and pivot round to his right side.
Naseem looking for the little trip there. Needs to get his head a bit higher. Looking down, he's not going to get a takedown like this, but massive credit to him, Dean, for just still trying this late on in the fight after 2 very tough rounds.
Stefano did a great job of reversing that position. The key there was the head. He kept his head up. He didn't allow his head to be pushed down. He worked the whizzer, turned onto the cage. Now he finds himself trying to pass into the full mounted position. He's going to get it.
Yeah, one little area that I think Naseem's team are going to look back on is that half guard retention, Dean, because it's been too easy for Stefano just to slip out of that and go into mount, hasn't it? And he's pouring it on again with seconds left here in the third and final.
Wow, an absolute dominant performance here from Stefano. But Naseem showing that he's tough, he's regulated, he's active on the bottom. I mean, we will go to the judges' scorecards, but you could say that that one went to Stefano, Dave.
Yeah, certainly. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 10-8 in there, Dean, at some point. But as you mentioned, great performance from Stefano, but also credit goes out to Rehan Naseem. Tough debut, went out on his shield, fought every choke till the end. I mean, it's easy to forget how close he was to getting choked in the first round. Fought all the way to the end. We'll learn a lot from that debut. Both guys are going to take a lot away from that fight.
And the judges have scored this fight a unanimous decision in favour of your red corner,